Hey, how's it going? My name is Akeem Highland, also known as the quarterback agent. I'm a realtor, real estate agent out in New York and New Jersey. I'm also a mortgage loan originator, licensed out of Nations Lending, MLS number 1944552. But today we're going to talk about not sales, not investments, but rather what happens after you get the sale. What happens after you get the property and you need a tenant? So landlords, I'm really talking to you, and tenants, I guess I'm talking to you too. But I want to say, please vet your tenants. Oh my gosh, people are getting crafty, they're getting creative. They know how to spin the story and how to deliver it. And right now, with the courts being closed because we are in a pandemic, more important now than it has ever been for you to make sure if you are accepting new tenants that they can afford the rent, they actually have the job they say they have, make the income they say they make, and actually are coming from a situation where they're not running from the landlord because they destroyed the property and stuff like that. So I just wanted to give you a few tips on how to vet your tenants. So one of the things that I always tell people is to contact the employer. Don't let the tenant, for landlords and investors, don't let the tenants give you their employment letter. You should get the employment letter. You should be the one calling the supervisor, calling the place of work, and verifying that they work there, have the position that they make, and also verifying their income. If someone works somewhere that's corporate, like say if it's a hospital, even and if they're an office administrator or somewhere like that, they most likely have an HR department. And that's who you need to get in contact with to make sure. If they work at a store, at retail store or a restaurant, you don't need them to even give you the supervisor's number. Call them. There's no way we work at the same place and I don't know you work here. You know what I mean? Or call and ask for the manager. If you are going to get a letter, make sure your realtor has the letter emailed to them directly from their employer. I do this for my landlords all the time. I'm not going to just take the tenant's word for it. I believe everyone. I give everyone the benefit of the doubt, but that doesn't mean I can't make sure or verify. Verifying is the key. Verifying is the key. And for tenants, if you want to show that you're a good tenant, a trustworthy tenant, send them a picture that you're at work. It doesn't have to be of you. It could be of you at your desk, or email your agent or from your work email. Hey, I'm getting my letter of employment. Here's my contact for my supervisor, and there you go. That's really all you need to do. And I know landlords who actually would do home visits sometimes. This was years ago, but I knew landlords who would do home visits to see how you kept your apartment, because they want to know if are you going to move in and destroy mine. So I say that to say another pro tip is management companies. If you are vetting a tenant who's coming from a building that has a management company, especially call the management company and ask them when was the last time they did an inspection. And if they have done an inspection recently, ask them what kind of damages does the apartment have? Does it have any damages? Or flat out ask them, are you going to refund this tenant their security deposit? If they say no, then why not? Figure it out. If you want to be really, really thorough, I would even say ask the tenant for pictures of their current apartment. Just ask, like, hey, I'm trying to see, the condition of your current place. Just want to see, if there's anything I should be worried about. Now, if they're fighting you on it, maybe they just have privacy issues and stuff like that. But what's going to happen when they fight you on you doing inspections of your own property? Because you should be inspecting your properties. Period. It doesn't have to be every month. It can be once a year. Inspect, see if there's something wrong. And tenants like that. They like that you're going to come and find the issue. They don't have to bring it to you. And that's one way you can get around them wanting to fight you on their current place. So you say, hey, once a year, we do an inspection. Will you be okay with that? And if they say no, just have a conversation. Find out where they're sourced by. Why not? Why wouldn't you want me to check and see if there's anything wrong with the unit? That's how you have to word it. Because that's why you're there. Don't just say, I want to come in and see what you're doing. No, it doesn't matter. They're paying rent. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Your job is to just come in and see that the unit is good, that there's nothing that needs to be fixed, there's no leaks, there's no outlet problems, there's no holes in the walls, things like that. And you can do that every time they're about to renew their lease. It's a good time to do it. And that will show that you're a landlord who actually cares. And the right tenants will appreciate that, honestly. Because if you never come by and everything, you don't know what's going on. By the time you get your apartment, you're wondering why and crying and boo-hooing on why your apartment is left destroyed. And sometimes it doesn't even have to happen intentionally. Sometimes people have just been there for years with no maintenance, and things that you perceive as wear and tear actually wear and tear way more rapidly than what you have in your head. If someone's been living somewhere for 15 years, chances are there's a hole in the wall somewhere. Chances are the paint needs to be done. Chances are the floors are all scratched up. Chances are the windows don't close. Chances are there's a window that falls out. Chances are you have a crazy draft. Chances are the toilet doesn't flush as good as it used to. Do your job, vet your tenants. Vet your tenants. And tenants, find a way to vet your owners. Vet the new owners. If you're going to rent an apartment, ask the realtor, how many tenants have you put in this apartment or in this building? And if he has the experience or she has the experience, you should be able to say, hey, can you get them to write a review? Listen, that's where we are now. That's where we are. We're in a review economy. Sometimes agents won't feel comfortable contacting an old tenant, and it's not always in our hands, but maybe you can ask somebody coming out of the building, hey, how's the management? Just ask. That's the best way to get through this thing, is ask. And owners should be aware that people are talking to each other, people are asking, because not everything's swept under the rug. Another way to vet your tenants would be to have an interview, have a face-to-face, talk about things that don't show up on a credit report, childcare, insurance, other things they have to pay. Why are you moving? If the landlord did damages, can I see it? Can I see what kind of damages that you're complaining about? I just want to make sure that it's something that was really put on the owner. Because a lot of times, tenants will destroy things and expect you to fix it. Break down a door, you have to fix it. It's crazy. It's crazy. So sometimes it's not on the tenant. Sometimes they really just have a bad landlord. Have a face-to-face. Talk about things like, do you have a car? If you have, because sometimes people have cars in other people's names. It is what it is. Do you have a car? How much is the car payment? And start doing your math and seeing, can they really afford this apartment based on the paperwork that they gave you? The same thing. If people are going to apply to live somewhere, even if they're applying for a mortgage, they have to do the same thing. So those are my pro tips, guys. If you have any more questions, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit me up, let me know what you think. I appreciate you always. Hope this brings some value to you. Peace.